I think Clem's going to 3-0 Nice. Or maybe 3-1.
I think you might be right. Now here we are, getting into the semifinals of North America. And 2,000 Atmospheres, our first map. Spawning in the upper right-hand corner, we have our red Terran. Representing Team Liquid, it is Clem.
I gotta say, I'm disappointed. You know, he used to have the nice polar bear as his clan spinner. Now there is no clan spinner, and he just has the polar bear, you know, sticker. But
I think it's on
polar bear.
On EU. He has that still, right?
I have no idea. I haven't cast him on EU in a bit.
I hope so. I hope he does.
And in the bottom left, with a much more reasonable spinner that actually just happens to be his clan emblem, his team emblem for Good Game Gaming. Nice.
I like that logo. You know, it's simple. It gets the point across. I dig it.
Yeah, except you notice that the Protoss has 2 units from its race.
It's true.
In the logo, and Zerg and Terran only have 1.
Bias. Also, that G is way bigger. Like 1.5 size of the other 2.
Yeah, it's really a problem. You know what's also a problem?
What is that? Wow.
This just prevents the wall off, so Nice can get something in later if it's like this means the Zealot can run in, for example.
Yeah, that's pretty cute. I like it.
But Proxy Reaper. Oh, what? Okay, never mind.
Oh my God. Nice going full Hass over here.
This is just to mess with the SimCity again. Like I'm telling you, he's not going to build anything out of this. He's probably going to cancel it. Just SimCity. No ulterior motive with the 3 pylons coming down.
I don't know, man. I don't know. That's 4 pylons.
Nice just wants to make modern art is all I'm saying. You know, you got to put the pylon back on the corner, dude. It's got to be the 4-corner pylon setup, or I'm going to be rather cross.
You going to be crisscross though? That's a shield battery. SCV's immediately pulled a hit it, which is definitely the right call. But the Zealot's here now. Can the probe go down? Oh, please kill that probe. That Reaper needs to kill that probe. No. Okay.
Well, Zealot's dead. I don't think this is gonna work for Nice, but I love the man anyways. Like
I love it. It's amazing. Do you think this was planned, or do you think he was just like, screw it, let's try it?
I don't think this was planned. This might be reactive. Like this might be kind of a reactive idea where you're like, okay, and the depths are here now. It's still building more stuff, but Hellions are out. So like,
yeah, I mean, I just don't think, can this Adept really get anything done? It looks like the second Adept will pop out, but no shield batteries get up. Finally, that probe dies. Second Adept pops out in time for the first Adept to die. It's going to try to get the Reaper, but it should get surrounded by probes, and or SCVs rather. And with that Hellion there, I don't think there's really much for Nice to get done.
I'm almost surprised that Clem is building. I mean, I guess Hellions can hit buildings in some way, shape, or form, but I almost feel like at this point, when it's just like 1 Adept popping out at a time, you build a Widowmine. Like the Adept pops out and just dies immediately. I feel like that's the
not
play,
a bad
but
point. Although you could rally to the other side of where the Widowmine is, right?
I think if you get the Widowmine close enough, you might be able to have range around the entire. You might have Widowmine target radius around the entirety of the gateway.
Might be
I'm
worth
not totally
testing.
sure. What I do know is this has not worked at all.
No, it is not.
I mean, Nice had
7
more mining than
pylons.
Clem.
7 pylons, 700 minerals, just to try to power a single gate. Yeah,
And
not to mention all of the canceled shield batteries. There were like 4 or 5, and the gateway, and the
don't look now because
Adepts.
there's another proxy on the map. Sorry, don't mean to cut you off. Oh, sorry, those are just Adepts. Never mind.
Adepts. Just
Absolutely
Adepts.
wrong.
It's all good. All good. The other proxy will come. Don't worry. In this game or the next.
Clem, at this point in time, has killed more workers than Nice has. That's not true. Never mind. I thought he had. I didn't remember any probes actually going down.
Not quite.
All right, but he's equalized it pretty much. It's 3 probes to 4 SCVs.
Yeah, the resources lost not looking so hot for Nice. I will say, Nice has a base up. Clem's is not done yet. The 2 Adepts are still here. They're going to die. Maybe that one shades it. Oh, yeah, look at that. It shades into die. There you
Doesn't
go.
even. Oh.
Nope.
This is why SCV should not have 55 HP. They messed with my comedy.
Blizzard, please. Can we get a nerf to SCVs, please? Just what,
Yeah,
1 HP?
Bring it back down to 50. Make it back the way it was. Please and thank you. And now, the Hellions and the Cyclone are not going to get anything. The Stalkers are out here on the map. There are shield batteries. It is a wall. But the Reaper in the main. Maybe.
Oh my god. That's single Reaper, yo. He's going off.
Okay, there's the shield batteries. It takes like 15 Reaper shots or something. I think you... No, one Reaper doesn't even knock all the shields off, so never mind.
Yeah,
Reaper's just
you'd have
dead.
to wait until the shield battery ran out of energy, and that takes a while. That's a minute. We'd still be waiting.
Okay, so where do we stand? Nice did deny a lot of mining from Clem. Clem had like half his SCV pulled for solid 2 minutes.
And you know what? Those Hellions didn't do anything on the front. You're right. They're kind of chilling at the watchtower now. So Nice with a very nice hold. But Clem is up quite a bit of army supply right now, 26 to 12. He's got Stim on the way, a third Rax. He can start up +1 pretty soon. I think we're going to have a big 2-base push out of Clem that I do not think Nice is going to be prepared for.
No, not at all. You know, Chickenman, you know what I wish we had in this game? A
What do you
stat for
wish?
like total resources mined. I know we have it in old game heart, so I think you have it. But none of the new overlays do.
I have an income advantage graph. Resources
No, like
mined. I don't know how to look at that.
I believe it's one of like the cyclers on the bottom bar of old game heart. Like what you're using.
I have no idea.
I think like if you hit escape, it's one of the things that takes over the unit selection box. I think.
Oh.
I've not used old game heart in forever.
No, it just has how much they're current. It's like the income tab.
Oh. See, I would love to like be able to take the integral of like the last 5 minutes and just see who mined more, because you look at this and you're like, okay, you know, due to all the resources lost over like a minute-long stretch-ish, 2 minute long stretch, Nice capped out at like plus 600 resources a minute. And you're like, maybe that was an additional like 600 resources because it looked like maybe averaged at minus 300 over 2 minutes. So it's maybe not as bad as we thought it was because of all the mining time getting lost. But I mean, I don't think so. Look, I'm looking at the army supply and it's telling me absolutely not.
The army supply is pretty indicative of where we're at in this game, and I love how Clem even has a Raven. He lost one game now to the surprise DTs, and he's like, it's not happening. It's not happening anymore.
Do you know why he has a Raven?
Why does he have a Raven?
So when he walks across the map, he can tell Nice nevermore.
Good call. Good call. Good old Lenore. Nice just tried to blink some stalkers away, and they blunked right into Clem's army, so they died. Nice is gonna die to this push. Not to be fatalistic, but
oh, he's got the feedback on the Raven though.
Oh, look at him go, dude. Oh no, now this Raven can't do anything. Well, it's too bad. There's like 70 supply of bio and 2 tanks here.
Yeah, well, you know what? That will do it, in fact. It makes life rather difficult. I like the Zealot tries to go and trigger the Widow Mine. See, we'll get the Widow Mine triggered. There we go.
Look at that.
Tiny micro tricks. Involve sacrificing your units so you die slightly slower. It works out, but +1 is done. And, I mean, the Archon is staying alive for a while because he's got shield battery, but that shield battery is out of energy at this point. It doesn't take a lot of time to run out of shield battery energy when it's a full 80 supply of stimmed bio. Trying to knock it down. So that's going to be that. GG, nice. A nice game, I guess.
It was, that was something. That was something. I mean, coming back from losing everything that he lost was going to be very difficult. He was mining more during that time, looking at the income graph. It was clear he was mining more during that period. But it was not enough. Clem took the income lead immediately after and did not lose it for the rest of that game and put it all into Stim Bio. And Stim Bio, I don't know if you knew this, is really good. Very good against gateway units.
Yeah.
Super good.
The Marines are the best unit in the game, yeah.
I can't even disagree with you because they're really good.
But you know what? We don't have many explodey things in this game, and certainly not of the biological kind. But we're going to have to see whether this player in the upper right, in the red, can make some more mechanical explosions happen and take us to a 2-0 lead in the red. Clem.
His opponent also could make a few explodey things, particularly things that might disrupt his opponent's ability to win this series. For Good Game Gaming, it is Nice.
I see what you did there, Chickenman. That was a very subtly veiled reference to the Colossus. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I always try to reference my laser giraffe friends. Very good at it.
Yeah, I can tell. Which, by the way, are technically robots. So
True. But what is a robot? Think about it.
Do you want to get into this?
Let's do it. Go.
There are actually several different definitions of robot. Because we got a Macarax coming here from Clem. The original one was in, I believe, 1908 in a silent film, a Russian silent film, which was defined as like an autonomous machine. But from there, so the earlier definitions of a robot were really a machine that can think, that can detect the environment, think for itself, and act on that environment. However, as we've started to go on, I mean, we would say consider a drone a robot, and drone is not actively perceiving and acting on the environment and thinking for itself. But we still consider that a robot, or like, you know, any machine that helps, like builds cars in assembly line. We consider those robots, even if they don't truly make big decisions themselves. They're, in fact, like a line robot is not doing much of it. It's just doing its programmed course over and over again.
Right.
So now, really, the broadest definition of a robot that we got right now is like a mobile computer with some sensors involved.
Okay.
It's kind of the generic one right now. A computer that can impact its environment in some way.
That's interesting. That's interesting. I've always viewed robots as more along the lines of that initial definition, though. Something that does think for itself, at least in some sort of limited capacity. It needs to have some sort of thought on its own. Obviously, it's programmed in, but like, it needs to do something that isn't just straight up the line work that it's told. Although that is obviously some form of robotics. I always feel like there is some sort of separation there.
I agree that it, like my personal definition of what a robot is very much tends towards the former. But, you know, in kind of common parlance, anything that is like a moving machine is kind of a robot. So, you know, that's kind of where we are. As we're going to see the 3 Reaper 1 Hellion, actually 3 Reaper 2 Hellion pressure coming on in here. Clem seems to think that this is a TVT, not a TVP, but you know what? No one tell him differently because he's getting some damage here. Now, the shield battery in the natural is going to do... Actually, there's a shield battery in the main base, too. It's nice saying, you know what, Clem, you're doing some stuff. They're being a little bit hasty here, and I'm not going to stand for it. 2 probes will go down, but it could have been a whole hell of a lot more. And Clem's going to force it to run away.
A lot more.
Sorry?
A whole Hellion of a lot more.
Exactly.
There you go.
Well done.
Thank you. That's all I got. I'm tired now. The references, the jokes, they're not going to be nearly as good. The wordplay, my disruptor joke, that's S tier for me right now.
Well, it's fine because we will see a Phoenix go down, and you know what? Chickenman, wow, not steadfast. I got some bad news for you.
What's that?
Phoenix, unlike their name, do not get reborn.
Ah, true. Imagine if they did, though. That'd be kind of a cool mechanic. The Phoenix gets killed, and you can like revive it with like an Oracle. You get an Oracle out, and it can cast a spell that brings a Phoenix back. I don't know. I'm digging that. That's a Roddy buff right there. Let's nerf the Void Ray and put that Roddy buff in.
Honestly, I make Phoenix more powerful. I don't care. Just get me out of this Void Ray meta.
That's what I'm saying.
Thank you.
Let's do it.
I don't even care what it is.
ESL, let's get on it. Bring the Phoenix back to its name.
As we got this sight the Cyclone Viking push coming out. Wait, okay, those are extra barracks. And I was like, is Clem going mech? But no. We got this really weird push coming out here, but there are Phoenix, in fact. And Phoenix can lift the Cyclone, break the lock on, and say, no, you don't get to do any of that. But the shield batter here, Clem is doing a very good job of throwing units away with aplomb here in this game number 2. He says, look, you kind of gave me game number 1. That was a weird build and it didn't really work. I think I'll give you an advantage here in game number 2. It's only fair. It's only sporting.
Yeah, he wants to make sure Nice has a fair chance, a fair shake of the stick in game number 2.
Has a nice time,
here.
in fact.
Yeah, a nice time indeed. Wow.
Actually, the time is a Chinese Terran, so
That's
never
true.
mind.
He's not playing today. Not playing today, unfortunately.
Sometimes he does.
He does, yeah, but not this time. Clem falling back to his tanks and Marines. He's got Stim on the way. He's got double eBay, so we can get into 1-1. And I don't think Nice can really do too much here. He lost Phoenix, so he's on 2, which 2 Phoenix is the second most useless number of Phoenix, next to 1. And he's just going to back up, but he's going to take a 4th. Gave himself a little space by taking down those Cyclones and Vikings. Really nice cleanup of that push across the map from Clem.
Well, you know, Chickenman, both Clem and Nice just have space by default. Glittering Ashes is in space, so, you know.
True.
I'm sorry, that was a stretch. So what do we got here? Nice, he is adding charge. This is 1-1 charge with a couple Phoenix. So he's not building. Wait, how many gateways is he adding here? He was
7.
Okay. Yeah, but here's he was on 3 gateways. He took his
Okay.
4th base on 3 gates. And yeah, you have Phoenix, and that's a pretty solid defensive utility. But still, taking 4 bases on 3 gates is just a little bit ballsy.
It's pretty ballsy, and you know what? Clem might be able to punish him for it with the push, but he's not really pushing. He's just going for a bit of a drop, which was scouted
that was
by
really
that
cool.
observer.
Yeah, but he's not going to go for it. Like, so now Nice has to react as if this is a drop on the left side.
It's the bait. Look at him go.
Clem just next level here.
I love
So
it.
he's
Now he's hitting
gonna
on the
push him to
right.
3rd base.
He goes for the scan, and Nice is like, oh no, dude, he's so far out of position. And looks like
There's
Clem's
no energy
not
for
gonna
recall.
go for it. Oh,
Yeah,
man.
Clem is just saying, I'm enjoying playing you like a puppet across this map, but it's also Glittering Ashes, and I'm not going to break you. That being said, Nice is a 5th base on the way.
The bold expands. This is 8 minutes. We're not even at 8 minutes yet. We're just hitting it, and that 5th base is halfway done. Clem's 3rd is like just saturated. Just now. No 4th CC, not even on the way. I don't even think he realizes that there's a 4th yet. He's going to go see a fully saturated 4th and long distance mining probes to the 5th. And Clem's going to be like, damn, that is greedy. But what can he do to punish it? He's got a lot of army. Can he push across?
Only if he has enough Sleevey. That was a stretch. You stretch into you got to stretch your arms sometimes. There we go. 2-2 on the way here for Clem, as we do have that 4th base underway as well. Maybe he can't push into this because honestly, Glittering Ashes is a really hard map to push into. You know, getting up that high ground is difficult. It is a long time between your natural and their natural. But, you know, he does have medevacs. There are opportunities for him to start like nipping away at the edges of the map for Clem, but it looks like he's not even interested in doing that one. He's just advancing his tech. He's got his 4th base just about done. He's adding ghosts. He's going into 2-2. Not many Vikings just yet, but we don't have Colossus either, so you don't really need that. And I kind of like this. So the whole goal in part of going for these heavily charged lot styles is to counter mid-game Terran aggression. Right? You can actually win kind of an even supply fight. You actually can win a supply down fight so long as you take it correctly, as long as your upgrades are good. And, you know, spoiler alert, Nice's upgrades are really good. So Clem, instead, by waiting to get into like 180 supply and into Ghost and having EMP and all of these things, at 150 supply, you can beat the Terran army. At 180 supply, it becomes a lot more difficult with just this mass charge lot style. Instead, Nice is forced to go for these run-bys, which, by the way, are going to work. But Clem has put himself in a wonderful position here outside of this 5th base, and with Widow Mines and tanks just doing so much. The Zealots, yeah, they're going to get on top of the tanks, but that means this Archon is going to be undefended. Widow Mines actually, looks like they all went off without getting too much in exchange, but the EMPs are going to do a great job here. Only 3 STBs have died because the STBs were just pulled to mine to the 4th base that Clem was making. Even still, Clem looks like he's actually not going to be able to push into this as well as he would like. And the Zealots are just starting to swarm here. 2-2 is going to be done. This is kind of starting to turn into a massive anti-timing here for Clem as he's down 2 upgrades, getting chased down, getting chased away. And everything I was saying, well, it's not true anymore.
Yeah, well, I think you're definitely onto something with the idea of Clem having just too much bio for the charge lot style to really work. But the good flank from Nice ended up really working out. He took down those tanks. The Widow Mines didn't really get the connections they needed. This is not a planetary yet. There's not a lot of SCVs here for repair. Nice is targeting it down. He's going to force the cancel on the lift. And he's taking a pretty decent fight against the army. Clem's stutter stepping as best as he can. But the counterattack at the third drew a lot of his attention. And honestly, Nice took some really good fights there. Sure, his 6th base was canceled. But he's up against a 4-base Terran that's barely been on 4 bases this whole time. And he's been chilling on 5. He's on 91 probes. Nice can do this all day. It's like Captain America.
Yeah, I'm getting shades of, you know, like Zest versus Clem on Romanticide back from Katowice last year.
Yeah,
you know, it's just like, you're not getting to the high tech. I mean, it's Zealot, Archon, Immortal, Storm against this high tech Terran army, but because it's a massive map, you know, Romanticide, Glittering Ashes, the Terran can't really play whack-a-mole well enough to knock your bases down. So instead, you're just like, okay, well, I'm just gonna throw my wallet at you until you die. And sure, is it pretty? No. Is it cost-effective? Well, right now, actually, just by just a little bit. But in general, no.
Yeah, and
Nice
I think part of what you were saying earlier is very true as well. The fact that Clem's trying to push across this very large map, and despite the fact that you know, it is glittering still. Glittering Ass is very hard to push into. Sometimes you do need a lot of extra help. Sometimes some of that KY jelly, you know what I'm saying? But Clem did not quite have that. And Nice is actually going to go for a push now, feeling like he's just going to be able to trade for days. Kind of Zerg style, almost like a Brood War Protoss here, taking all the bases and just continuing to trade. He does have those High Templar in the Prism as well for the storms and potential feedbacks.
And you know what? I'm going to say I almost always forget, like, Glittering Ashes is a massive map, but you almost kind of forget how big it is, even as you watch it happen a lot. Nice is on 7 bases, and he still has 2 more bases available to him, maybe even more so if he takes advantage of this map control. That is so, honestly, you kind of hit a point where even if with 100 probes, you can't mine efficiently the bases you've taken, so it's kind of a moot point. EMP there on the High Templar, though. Great job. 1 storm will drop, but that's about it. As we will see this base that is going to try to be a thing is starting to almost burn Zealots into the mineral line as 10 SCVs go down. But I mean, this is starting to turn into a really, really nice fight here for Clem. EMPs are going to blanket the army in a second. Zealots are into the mineral line, of course, and SCVs are going down. But Clem, he's still got 60-something. Doesn't want to lose this command center, though. That's going to be a problem. Storm's dropping on everything with the last of the High Templar, but it's not going to do enough. The command center will stay alive. And Clem has 97 army supply to 16, at least for a second.
Yeah, of course, Nice is going to be able to warp in. He could probably chrono boost some gateways and warp in even more. I like that Clem had a drop on the other side of the map, but to be honest, it really hasn't done anything at all. And Clem lost a lot of workers, and his economy just isn't anywhere near as good as Nice's. Still, I mean, like you said, 7 bases, 101 probes right now, and Nice is getting into triple Colossi production. Thermal Lance is on the way. He's getting shield upgrades while 3-3 isn't even done for Clem yet. Clem was so late on 3-3 because he just didn't have the money. He needed the units. He needed to defend. He's finally taking a 5th base, and he's going to push across the map, but by the time he gets here, that army supply gap, it is dwindling. It is so much less significant right now. And Clem should be able to take good fights here, but Nice doesn't need to take good fights. He's about to have 3 Colossi pop onto the field, and Clem doesn't really have anything to deal with 3 Colossi. There's no Vikings, there's no Liberators. The Colossi are going to be pretty strong here and be able to actually take slightly more efficient fights than the rest of Nice's army. All Nice has to do is not lose too much. He could even lose a base here. Honestly, it wouldn't be the end of the world.
Well, like the one thing we're tracking right now, one base is about 16,000 resources, if I remember correctly. So right now, we have Nice trading 6,000 odd resources in the negative, although that is, he's going to get a couple medevacs, so never mind, it's now 5. So point being, Nice has traded about 1/3 of a total mining base, give or take, worse than his opponent. If this game goes split map, that's going to be a big deal, but right now, considering the fact that Clem is on 5 bases, Nice is on, what, 7? I mean, that's totally fine. You're up 3 bases on your opponent. And Clem's going to drop the double scan. It's like, okay, at least he hasn't taken every base on the map. At least there's that.
Yeah, he knows he can potentially equalize this a little bit by taking in a base, and he's going to grab this one.
Win for
down,
Colossus.
In the lower right. Oh, can he get that Colossus? It looks like he's going to be able to. But the Colossus trades kind of decently, honestly. And Clem's going to have to get out of there with that drop. He still has the drop to the top side, which the Phoenix is chasing away, forcing Clem to make a choice on where to go. Clem will drop down here. He might be able to trade with some more units, but he still kind of just has to run away. He's up to 72 workers. He is on 5 solid bases, but he needs to do a little bit more than kill a Nexus, although I'm going to just point out that Nice completely misplaced his Nexus when he re-put it down. It is not even close. That is like 3 hexes off.
Yeah, that's not great. Oh, give me some massive Widow Mines here. Oh, but the Ghosts are caught on the right-hand side here. Zealot's getting on top of them, and yeah, Ghosts do bonus damage to Light, but even still.
And there are 5
you don't want to get
Colossi
out like that.
Out on the field right now. You cannot underestimate how good that is against Bio. Marauders usually do pretty well against Colossi, but not 5. 5 Colossi will murder those Marauders, and there are 3 Vikings. Oh, hold on. Now we've got 5, so we have 1 Viking per Colossus now.
Yeah, you want 3 or 4, not 1. Now, a second starport is getting added, so that will start to increase the production here just a little bit. Clem has been able to successfully put himself to 5 bases. I mean, he's still being outmined by like 750 minerals a minute. 1,000 minerals a minute. Although the gas is just about equivalent. Actually, Clem's mining a little bit more. But, I mean, 1,000 minerals a minute over a Terran with a 5-base Terran with mules is not something you see every day or even every week. As the Disruptor Shot's going to go on, Clem is paying attention. At the last second, he will survive. It's like, Clem is not. Oh, no, he is. We're good.
It was close. Oh, going through this choke. Yeah, Clem can't really chase through here. Not against those Colossi. The Vikings are getting some good damage done, and actually the Stalkers are just completely not responding to this. So 2 Colossi go down basically for free. Disruptor Nova's not going to go up. Oh, there's one. Doesn't get the connection, though. Another Disruptor dies. Disruptor's doing a good job zoning, but they haven't really gotten any hits. Nice going to go ahead and send a run-by in. Widow Mines kill a couple of the Zealots. At the same time, Nice is double expanding on the lower right. So if Clem doesn't do anything to deal with that, Nice will have bases to send probes to, and Nice is going to kill the 5th base while killing 12 workers. Yes, his army gets cleaned up again, but, I mean, here's where we come back to it. Clem just doesn't have the economy to keep doing this. Look at Nice's
He's just pulling the boys.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he's not. Never mind.
Well, I was going to say, I don't know what else he does here because he has no bank. He's barely mining right now. And Nice, he should be able to clean this up. There's landed Vikings. They're not going to really help out here. Nice is going to clean up this army out on the map. Clem has more to fall back to. He's still up army supply. But Clem needs to take the most cost-efficient trades of his life. And I just don't think Nice is going to give him that option.
Well, he traded about 1,000 resources better in that last fight. He is up. I keep saying he's like up 50 army supply, and then it's just how many gateways? Yeah, we're at 14 gateways, Chickenman.
Yeah, and that's huge warping rounds. He's going to kill a base, but again, there's a double expand to the lower right. He kills a few workers. There's still 89 for Nice. It just doesn't feel like it's enough to justify Clem losing that 5th. He's retaken it now. He's back to mining from it, but his 3rd base is almost completely mined out. His natural is almost completely mined out. Even that 4th is starting to lose mineral patches. Clem's getting very, very low on money right now, and that is just not the case for Nice.
The flip side, though, is Clem is actually actively mining just a little bit more than Nice is right now. Not a lot. It really is contingent upon the mules, but the economy, at least the mining, the active mining has started to equalize just a little bit. That being said, the bank of Nice is there. But I mean, look, if Nice keeps doing this, one more bad fight, and he will spend his bank. Right? He has lost that base in the upper left. That was a lot of stuff, but again, this base is going to go down there for Clem once again. Brutal. Planetary Fortresses are strong. They're not that strong.
20
and this drop's not anything either.
And yeah, this drop gets 2 probes. GG. Nice. Absolutely dominating that game. Honestly, like, Clem, it felt like he might have some teeth at some point to bite into Nice. And every time he went across the map, it was like, oh, this is scary. And then there was a warp in, a base died, and you were like, well, it doesn't doesn't really matter. Nice just has another one. He just retakes the Nexus and keeps warping in Zealots and making disruptors. And Clem was never able to get the economy to like get into heavy Liberators. Liberators are expensive and didn't really have the economy to get into something like that. The Zealot run-bys kept really doing damage, and he couldn't keep up with the base count of Nice.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I mean, at a certain point, the image I have of Nice is like just, you know, like this little old lady with this big purse just hitting someone with it over and over again. You know, I mean, maybe that's not great. More like, I don't know, with the stack of gold coins.
But we're all tied up. We're heading into game 3, and this is not a map that we'll see that same strategy work quite as well on. Spawning in the lower right-hand corner of Berlingrad, we have our team Liquid Terran in the red. Clem, who apparently does have the Mlem tag on EU.
Good to know. And in the upper left, in the blue, taking a tour de force in game 2. For good game gaming, he is Nice. Is he the reigning Taiwan Hong Kong champion? Or is that Haas? I think it's Nice right now.
Yeah, I'm not sure actually. They are both in the finals every single time. But I actually couldn't tell you who usually wins right now.
Sometimes you see Rex, or like, I think there's not Rex, there's someone else that sometimes shows up as well, but
yeah, I'm trying to think. I feel like I looked it up not too long ago, but the memory, it starts to go. I am very tired. I'm running on fumes at the moment. I'm running on the fact that this series is good. That's what I'm running on.
It was Nice 4-1 Haas in the most recent. Yes, so he's the reigning Taiwan Hong Kong champion.
There you go.
The more you know.
This probe just killed an SCV.
Oh, well.
Maybe Clem's tired too.
Did you know, I think we're talking about this, on this map, if you kill the dog, because you have to spam click it, it will actually leave a divot, like an unpathable divot on the ground for like 5-10 seconds.
Yeah, you were saying that. That is very intriguing. I did not know that. I'm going to try to keep an eye on it, although I don't think Clem's going to kill the dog. Pretty sure Coco would disown him for that. I'm not 100% positive, but I get the feeling.
Yeah, so like I was talking to someone who was trying to kill it because the dog was messing with his mining slightly.
Right.
And it just massively messed it all up because then you had this unpathable divot in the mineral line.
That
like,
is
great.
Yeah, I think we need less critters in the next map pool. Also, less maps that look anything like Catalyst. That's going to be my 2 cents on the map pool.
Shoot, what did Catalyst look like? Kind of like, is it a Glittering Ashes style map? I cannot bring this one to mind.
More like this one. More like this one, or, yeah. Just, I don't know, man. It was just like standard, you know? You had a third that was a little closer to your opponent, or a third that was a little further away. It was
you're
kind of
talking
an
about
open middle of the map. That is what I consider the standard of current Legacy. Like, we hit that map, and everybody was like, oh, this map is so good. This is just perfect standard map. And since then, we haven't gotten anything new or exciting. Well, that's not true, but I feel like we've devolved into this very boring state of maps right now.
Gotcha. I thought you were talking about tile set.
Oh, no. No, sorry, map shape. I need a golden wall or something. You know, I need something a little spicy. I don't feel like we have any spicy right now.
I mean, Blackburn for a while was giving us some pretty good games.
Yeah, Blackburn does give us good games. That's a good point. It's been around long enough now, though, where I feel like the spice factor isn't there quite as much, but it does still give us good games. We do get Phoenix versus Phoenix there sometimes, and that makes me love Blackburn.
I sense that love does not mean love in that instance.
No, I love it. I genuinely do, because anything other than Blink and +1 in PvP just makes me happy.
Yeah, okay, so I'll give you, like, if you give me Phoenix play like 1 out of every 20 games, I'm okay with it.
Yeah. No, exactly. That's the perfect amount of Phoenix versus Phoenix. I agree.
Anything more than that, though, it's like, no, please. And I can't. The amount of max pack Showtime Phoenix versus Phoenix games I've cast in like the last month are far too many. Like, oh no. I'm like, okay, great. Phoenix is dead. Game's over. Bye.
Yep.
Have fun.
Yeah. It's 1 out of every 20 is pretty perfect. I agree with that.
Now, you talk about new maps, though, with a TLMC 15, 16 coming out
16.
soon.
Yeah.
I want more maps with, like, fancy tile sets. Like, give me... We don't need the Grim Dank everywhere. Like, give me, like, pink and teal and yellow and, you know, blast my eyes with color, because we don't need to take ourselves so seriously here. The game's been around for 11 years.
Yeah. I agree. I at least need more maps with like these tile sets. That's fine. I don't mind this. This is nice. I like the green. It's got a little color. Just please, for the love of God, do not mix 2 neutral colors. Glittering Ashes, I'm looking at you, bud. Tan and gray don't go together. They don't. You don't do it. You don't put those 2 colors together. 2 neutrals and nothing else? Oh my God. And gold. You're going to give me gold? It's basically just tan. Shiny tan.
Well, you know, Chickenman, your grievances are well warranted, but we should probably talk about the fact that there's a game happening. You know,
I know that's
there's
true.
a tank
You're
seized
right.
up in the grasses, and Clem is trying to put some pressure on up with his 2 bases now. This is a stim timing. There are no combat shields, no concussive shells, nothing like that, but it's hitting damn fast here. Sentries are going down. We're seeing Stalkers die as they warp in, which means no shield battery help. Not that there's a shield battery right now. Anyways, and the rally from Clem continues. He's up 12 army supply. But honestly, I don't know that that's enough to break this. The charge is just about done.
Yeah, charge can definitely be a big thing. Unfortunately, there is not a single zealot on the field, so charge not going to be particularly helpful just yet. That overcharge buying time, though, and there are the zealots starting to warp in. Clem trying to pull back a little bit, but Nice going to take advantage of that and jump on top of this. The Immortal targeting down those siege tanks. It's a little bit painful. He does lose a lot here. In fact, that Immortal... Okay, the Immortal's going out. Where's that Immortal going? Pull him back. Bring him home. All right, Clem pulls the pressure off. Nice does successfully hold that. It's a little bit painful, but the trades are pretty close to even. And yeah, Clem's going to be sent packing.
Yeah, that was so that was 3-1-1 setup. Third base just about done here. It's good. We'll finish at 7:30. Give or take, you know, 7:35, something like that. But Clem did not get the damage he was looking for there. Trading army for army when you're trying to break the Protoss's third, especially when this is a atypical 3-1-1, right? There is no +1. The combat shields was delayed. Concussive shells massively delayed because Clem trying to play to the map, I guess. You know, Berlingrad is a much shorter rush distance than anything we've had on the map thus far. It really does mean that Nice has all the room in the world to do whatever he wants at this point. He's up 7 workers. He's got Storm on the way. Charges done. I'd like to see a Forge, you know, get +1 armor maybe because this is a charge style, and go from there. But for right now, I mean, there's the next pressure from Clem is not going to be coming as I say that. He's moving out, but not going to be as powerful as the first one was.
Yeah, and we have Nice hitting with a counterattack with some zealots, and I don't think Clem's going to be expecting this, really. He doesn't have any units back at home. He is going to send some of those rallied Marauders and Widow Mines back in to deal with this. But look, it pulls his entire army back, and Nice is going to spot that. And I think it's about time for Nice to take a 4th. Maybe, like you said, put down a Forge, or even 2 if he wants to go heavy charge lots again. Why not the double Forge?
I mean, you told me we were not going to see... Oh, look at that. Recall on half the Zealots, too. Nice job. Yes, because he is nice. You told me we weren't going to see this style again.
You know what?
I've been lied to.
I lied to you. I lied
Ooh,
to you. I apologize.
actually, you know what I really enjoy? So we got the Warp Prism here on the right side of the map. It was able to get out. I mean, it got low, but it got out. Look what Nice is doing. He's going double Warp Prism. This is not something that... I don't think we see this nearly enough.
Oh, man. The double Prism. What a move.
It gives you so much. I mean, because you have infinite production here. It's not like, Medevac where there are 8 Marines and that's all you get.
Yeah.
And that's part of the reason why it tends to only be 1 Warp Prism. But being able to warp in, 6 Zealots on one side, 8 Zealots on the other, move in. You represent so much more threat on the map that it forces the Terran to play even more defensively. Or, you have a Warp Prism with your army and you have a Warp Prism across the map, which is what Nice is going to do here. He's going to have a Harassment Warp Prism and a High Templar Warp Prism.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. If the Harassment Warp Prism can stay alive as well, he could warp in on the front lines with it. But I think, yeah, it's going to have priority of being in the back of the base, forcing Clem's units to come back here. Is he going to warp in on the back line here? You know what? Clem left a lot out front, so I don't think Nice really wants to go in there. Looks like the Viking will take care of this weak Prism on the back of the mineral line, and it didn't get quite as much done as I think we were maybe expecting it to, but it's Storm Drop time. My Zealot Harass didn't work. Let's send the second Prism in. This time we're going to Storm Drop. No! He pulls back. Oh, that makes me sad. Come on, Nice.
Yep.
Where's the Storm Drop?
No stormy weather for Nice. He does not believe in life after love. Look at this concave that Nice has set on up, though. Zealot's coming on in from every side here. Now, the Widow Mines, that's a lot of them. They're going to hit a lot of stuff. But that was a nice concave. It really isn't going to work out. EMPs dropping on top of the Warp Prism, but not on the High Templars inside of it. Not just yet. As Clem's trying to do what he can to block this fourth base to knock it down. And it looks like he will be successful. I mean, these EMPs are just annihilating things. But we do have some disruptors in the field. That first Storm, not going to be good enough. So Nice, he will be forced to give up this fourth base. He has been sectioned off of it. The tank's doing a really good job. Widow Mines as well. Looks like Nice is going to give one last effort, try to break through at the very least to knock down the zoning force. And the disruptor shots are not going to hit the tanks. They're still firing stronger. Storms on the bottom side, not really hitting either. 90 supply to 20. Storms do not matter. No stormy weather whatsoever. Clem is ascendant and takes game 3.
Yeah, I feel like there was a chance for Nice to be able to take that one, but the second shot of the Widow Mines actually just demolished that front line of Zealots. So even if he had a chance with that final fight, it was gone immediately. The Disruptors, the best comeback unit in the game, they didn't get it done. The Storms are actually okay, but they were too late. There just wasn't enough left to kind of capitalize on those Storms hitting. And Clem able to push through on 3 bases. Only StarCraft watchers can do that, you know what I mean? You have to have that multitasking. Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of multitasking, you know who's great at multitasking? Our Terran player, spawning in the lower right-hand corner of Blackburn. He is none other than the French lad, the kid, Team Liquid's Clem.
And on the bottom left, looking to take us to a game number 5, to an ultimate match. He is, for Good Game Gaming, the reigning Taiwanese champion, Nice. And hello there, Cytotonic.
Cytotonic.
Makes the most glorious art that I have yet to commission, but I should.
Yes, absolutely beautiful art. I was just talking about her art earlier. And how I can't wait to move somewhere a little bit more permanently that I can have some of it on my wall.
Yeah, so wait, your studio doesn't have a restroom?
Currently, no. And the restroom it has is very bad. It's very bad. This building is unfortunately kind of falling apart. It is in bad disrepair. The buildings in this area of Hawaii, a lot of them are very, very old, but they're not like buildings that were meant to be very, very old. They're very simple construction. A lot of them are old plantation buildings, single wall construction, where it's just planks of wood. And that's it. So a lot of them are old. They're falling into disrepair. A lot of work was done on this building and in this area in particular that I'm going to go ahead and say nobody got any like authorization or anything for. It was just, somebody who's in construction, they built some stuff. Like that's just how it is around here. This is very small town living. So some of the areas were not done very well and are falling apart. So this building has a lot of work that has to get done to it, which is good for me because it's actually why I'm able to be here. Otherwise, this would probably be rented out to some actual business, but nobody really wants to rent it out at the moment because it needs a lot of work.
Oh, wait, so you have a separate studio from your living space then?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm kind of jealous.
To be honest, it's not great. I can't wait until they're the same place. Having to commute in and out of work all the time, including sometimes having to walk in. It's not that long of a walk, but it's just a consideration you have to make, and it's not great. Can be very, very annoying at times, especially like a 12-hour cast, and then I'm like, oh, I can walk home 45 minutes after this. Awesome.
Yeah, I'm like, a 15-minute walk, that sounds great,
Yeah.
because otherwise you're just in your chair all day and you're not active at all. But, I like it. No restroom, but it does have an internet hookup, so therefore it's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, it's we're a bit bare bones here, but it allows me to cast StarCraft full time, and that's good enough for me.
Yeah, and on the flip side, I will say, as much as I'm jealous of having your own studio space, those 4 a.m. casts, it's nice to be able to wake up 15 minutes ahead of time and roll over.
Oh yeah.
Instead of
Yeah. That's the kind of person I am. 15 minutes beforehand and roll over, but now it's like an hour beforehand.
Although, the problem I run into is I run production for a lot of stuff, so I can't do 15 minutes. I got to do set call time ahead of time to do audio and whatever.
True.
Gone are the days when I'm just like the 3-4 a.m. stuff. I'm not waking up and solo casting. Like I'll have a co-caster and have to do all that setup. So, rip.
Too much work. Just solo cast all the time. That's the easy way to do it.
Well, it's easy from a production perspective, far less easy from an actually, being interesting and talking about the game and whatever perspective. Look at this, though. True. Nice.
Ooh.
He's taking a page out of, like, Haas Hero book.
Yeah. Cheeky Glaive to Depths. We got 4 more gates building as well. That's 7 gates. He's taking the gold, which Clem is spotting.
This better be good.
Yeah.
So, we saw Hero do something very similar on this map in the last series. And it didn't really work out for him all that well. I mean, he took the gold into getting his third at the natural. This one is natural at natural into gold at the third. But Nice, I mean, on the one hand, Nice is not taking any damage from this, right? We saw Clem actually able to push on over to the gold and delay things and trade out really well in the army, so really delay the push from Nice. Nice is actually warping in 5 zealots or 5 adepts, as we speak. 2 more gateways are on the way, so he's starting to hit the push right here, right now, which is where you want it. Also, Clem only has 1 bunker. He is not nearly as prepared for this. He has not really figured out what this is nearly as well as he did in the game against Hero. In fact, he's going to try to take his third base right now. So Nice, I think Nice is going to be able to make this work, actually. We don't have nearly the amount of confounding factors that made Hero lose that game.
Yeah, and I mean, the real thing is Clem has not realized what he's up against yet.
Oh, no.
He's about to.
He's
going to go, oh, God. Oh, no, because that is a fight you do not win. Cyclones get lifted, but honestly, at this point, he doesn't even need to do that. GG. That is just too many adepts and too good of a fight. Excuse me. Almost choked on my own existence there.
Yeah. I mean, at least Nice did not choke out of that game.
True.
We're going to game 5. There we go.
5. Let's do it. Let's just get into the game. We don't have to worry about it. Spawning in the lower left-hand corner of Hardwire, we have our Team Liquid Terran player in the red. It is Clem.
Nice. Why use many word when few word do trick?
Good call. Good call. That was a very nice intro.
Many
Really
word get me in trouble.
handled it well. I'm going to grab some water. You hold down the fort.
Okay. Oh, no. I'm in charge here. It means I have to actually use words and not just speak in clipped tones because, we all know what happens when I actually try to talk. It's bad jokes all down the wayside. Clem's got an interesting scouting pattern here with this SCV. It's not going to be for a proxy. It's just trying to make sure that there's not something weird out on the map. Make sure that, Nice doesn't have something interesting. And also, he's going to be able to dodge any sort of scouting probe, which, by the way, is not here. But dodge any scouting probe on the map. So he can go for the full eBay block. And Clem, really, out of the active Terrans right now, Clem goes for this eBay block far more than anyone. Actually, he could have gotten this much further, but, he's saying it's, okay, 600 HP is enough. I want to make sure I get a scout in the main. Make sure that Nice isn't doing anything too crazy because, again, I haven't seen that scouting probe in my own base yet. But he's going to be fine. He actually might decide to keep this anymore, but he won't. But Clem actually is one of these players that really goes for these eBay blocks far more than anyone else. TY used to do it, but TY, of course, is in the military, so that doesn't really count as much anymore. as Bowie. I take no credit. I take no blame for my co-caster's decision to make bad jokes about your name.
Great jokes, you mean? Great jokes.
Significant doubt. What did you miss when you were gone? Clem eBay blocked the natural, so Nice just took the third.
There you go. Are we going to see my favorite follow-up to this, which is building Hellions and just running them into the third because there's no wall? No, we're not. That's too bad.
Hey, what do you call a man who builds walls?
I don't know.
Walter.
Nice. I want to like have a follow-up joke to that, but I got nothing. Sorry. There's definitely a joke to be made there, like an Eileen joke.
No, I just walloped you with it. It's fine.
Good work.
I don't know. I think the joke felt kind of flat. You know, we bricked it.
True. Yeah.
Yeah. There we go. That's enough of that. So I got this.
Nothing clever to say.
Well, we got this Reaper running out of the map right now, and actually he's going to get killed off here by the Adept Stalker pressure, which, by the way, there's a reason that Clem has made this base on the high ground. He understands that with that eBay block, it will delay his natural just enough that Nice will be able to have a Stalker and a Adept, or two Adepts, whatever he decides to build, out on the map to put pressure on. So for right now, the natural will not be allowed to complete, but look at this. It's a 3 racks behind this, and I don't believe Nice was able to really see onto the high ground. No, he did. He knows this is 3 racks. Okay. Clem a little bit messing up his building positioning there. Well, Depths will get the scout, which does mean that Nice is not really, probably shouldn't die to this. Who knows? He still could, but probably shouldn't.
He's getting a prism out, which is a very interesting thing to be making at the moment on 3 gates. This is like a 3-gate robo build, but on 2 bases.
Selling out in game number 5. I mean, he's cut probes, right? He only has 25 workers. He's not building anymore. This is effectively just a fake third. Oh, he's gonna catch the army in the middle of the map too. Clem. This is such a smart move. So Clem moved out because he knew he had been scouted, so trying to move out a little bit earlier. So Nice here going for the 3-gate robo response. I guess he kind of got the 3-gate robo earlier, but posturing where he is means that he was able to kill so much of Clem's army before stim and combat shields were done. And now, I mean, the bunker, I'm not convinced this is going to complete. This is, I think we may have Nice in the grand finals.
Yeah, after such a strong start from Clem, and it really felt like the games Clem won felt so solid. But Nice says, listen, StarCraft isn't all about solid play, but we got strategy. Strategy is one of the letters of the genre. And Nice's strategies today. I feel like they're getting him some nice wins here. With the Zealots, I mean, the SCV pull, he's just going to lose so many workers. Targeting down these Marauders. There are 2 Marauders stimmed in this bunker, and that's pretty strong. There's no SCVs to repair. There's 1 SCV to repair that bunker. It's pulling more from the main base, but this is very painful for Clem.
Yeah, do you know what Marauders can't do, by the way?
Shoot up.
Exactly. This War Prism is absolutely uncontested here. So, yeah, you know, the bunker of the natural's annoying, but you just kind of drop on the high ground and say, hey, this sounds like fun. Let me kill a Marauder here. It's going to stim away, but you don't want to spend your last, like, 2 HP running away from a unit. Not really, not in this game, as 19 SCVs have paid that iron price. Now, Starkers are starting to get pretty low. They are, I mean, they're paper at this point, but 23 workers have died. Nice, he is continuing to probe back up again. We don't have any tech yet, but he is continuing to probe up, and we have Immortals on the way. So I think we're just going to see kind of a follow-up 3-gate robo with Immortals and Adepts and everything else. Actually, is that an Immortal in the middle of the map too? Yep, it is. There we go. The scouting Immortal will knock down a Marine. We're being accused of being Robbie.
Oh, if only I was that clever. I wish. I do. Nice gets full vision with the Observer in here that I don't think Clem realizes is there. And even if he does, he's not going to stand to kill it. He needs those mules. The Immortal drop with the Stalkers is so annoying here. Even if Nice doesn't get too much damage done, at this point, anything is good damage. You're right, he did start probing back up, and then he just stopped again. He made like 2 more probes and was like, that's good. So he's at 27, he's just chilling. So despite killing a ton of workers, he's not really like taking a big advantage in that way, but he's been mining a lot more, and he's actually banking up a little bit. He needs to get another warp in going. I wouldn't hate to see a couple sentries here for force fields on the bunker. That's exactly what he does with all that gas he had. And
oh, he's gonna shield battery this too. We got a gateway coming on in as well. So they're also gonna try to bust this bunker. Force fields, as you said, you called it. It's dead. And now, I mean, what do you have here? We have what, 1 Marauder, 15 Marines against this army. I mean, that's not a great situation. Maybe with the STV pull, but the addition of a 3rd Immortal here is just absolutely shredding everything. And that pickup range, people have been complaining about it for 5 years. Someone's gonna be complaining about it after this game. The Immortal does not fall. The Natural is forfeit. And at this point, it's double supply.
Yep, and I think that is going to be our PvP finals. This is honestly a big surprise to me, especially after, what was that, first game? I feel like felt so strong for Clem, but Nice. He turned on the juice. Clem maybe running out of it, you know? It's getting late over there in France. He's going to try to hold the main. He knows this is very committed for Nice, but it's not that committed. Nice has another base. He could start probing up a little bit right now. Not a ton, but he could. The shield batteries are going to make this almost impossible for Clem to break, so he needs to break it before that is done. He sieges up a tank, but if that's the only thing here, it's just not going to be enough.
I like how these 3 Immortals are just killing all the Marines. Like, that is not something that you're used to seeing, but the warp in here, yeah, this should do it. The Marines are dead. Everything's dead. They're all dead. GG. Nice. He moves on to a date with Zest in the finals. Look, I had this as a 3-0 for Clem, maybe a 3-1.
Yeah.
Not that.
Not that. That is an upset in my opinion. Not a huge upset. Obviously, Nice is a very strong player. It's not like he's a bad player at all, but Clem, easily one of the best Terrans in the world. So, very good victory for Nice, being able to take that one down 3-2.
One might even say it's a nice victory.
Oh, you might say that.